Everyone's today is chasing growth, success, and more. Very few people pause to ask what's happening within. Today I'm sitting with Rupali, it's my honor, a meditation coach, breathwork facilitator, and someone who works deeply on inner transformation. So, Rupali, before we get what you really do, I want to start from the very beginning about you. So, what was happening in your life when you first turned towards meditation and healing?
Actually, Deepali, thank you for giving me this opportunity first of all and inviting me to this podcast where I can share my insight about healing meditation. So coming to your question, in 2017 when in my life everything was pretty good, when I talk about my family or workplace, everything was quite perfect. But deep down inside, there was some emptiness. There was some feeling of, loneliness and continuous. I was in some sounds in my mind. So that time I felt I need something for inner healing, for some inner alignment, because there was no alignment between my soul, thoughts, and beliefs. So that time I felt that I need something, and then meditation come into the picture.
Okay, so you had that kind of a hollowness somewhere,
yeah.
which ended up into. Okay, so was it a conscious choice? I mean, or did life push you towards that direction? What you just explained.
So if you ask me frankly, it was both, because in 2017, as I shared, there was some emptiness and something was there inside me that was looking for some alignment. But 2020, when COVID was there and when there was so much mess around us, and I lost my father during that time.
I'm so sorry.
And
around COVID only.
COVID only, yeah.
Wow.
So when I was going through that phase, there was a deep shift inside me, and I thought, see, I was into teaching also. And at that time, I was not able to heal myself. I was not able to cope up with that situation. So I thought, what is the need of this education? अगर हमें ये नहीं सिखाया जा रहा है, जो कि death is the real truth of the life. Everybody faces that. And during the COVID, during the COVID, क्या हुआ, सबके life में ऐसा phase आया जहाँ पर कहीं ना कोई उनकी फैमिली में से जा रहा था. सो आई थॉट कि ऐसा कोई सिस्टम ही नहीं है. देयर वाज नोबडी गाइडिंग हाउ टू कोप अप विद दिस लॉस, कि हम अपनी लाइफ में जब हमारा कोई लव बन जाता है तो हम कैसे उसको हैंडल करें. सो दैट टाइम मेडिटेशन हीलिंग कम इन टू पिक्चर, एंड देन आई स्टार्टेड डीपली इन टू मेडिटेशन, एंड देन आई स्टार्टेड माई प्रैक्टिसेस. And it's a need and it's a conscious choice also.
So realistically, it all began your journey from 2017, what I'm getting to know. Because of COVID.
From 20, it's means continuous practice started from, regular practice started from 2020.
Okay.
When my father, passed away. So at that time it's started.
Okay, your journey started.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's one moment that made you realize that this is something deeper just than a practice? Like one particular moment, if you
see, when you do these kind of practices, deep meditations, and when you realize that you are not just this body, you are beyond that, and when you experience that stillness not outside, inside, deep down inside, and when you see yourselves beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond the thought, and that time I realized it's not just a practice, it's more than transformation.
Okay. So did you face any kind of a self-doubt as well into this space, like professionally?
So many times, because not about the work, because I know I have learned these techniques from very good mentors and very good guides. But
sure.
but the doubt came when I thought, am I ready for this? Means because there were the times when you doubt yourself. Should I take it professionally? Should I do only healing for myself? That time, of course, I felt so many times that
So a lot of these questions were coming into your mind.
वो आता ही है ना, क्योंकि अपने लिए करना इट्स ईजियर, एंड व्हेन यू आर डूइंग इट प्रोफेशनली देन यू फील कि अभी रेडी हैं या नहीं है. बट ट्रस्ट मी दीपाली, दिस healing is not about perfection, it's about how consistently you do and how authentically you do your work.
Okay, that's very interesting, because I was also getting curious to, in our stressful life, like because so many people are switching into healings, different types of healing as well. So I would at some stage preparing myself also I want to get into like deep meditation and to have a good lifestyle because of it, because I know it has a phenomenal effect on your day-to-day life.
It's completely transformed the way you think and the way you react to the situations. It's completely a transformation in the person.
I think it teaches a lot of inner qualities also in your own self, right?
A lot, yeah.
Where you can work better with our qualities. So what exactly happens to the mind and body during the breath work then?
See, if you ask breathing exercise, what happens when we breathe consciously? When we breathe consciously, the breath will help you to release the stress, because all the stress, all the suppressed emotions are stored in your body. When you consciously take deep breaths, that will be released, and when that is released, from your body, your mind gets quieter, your mind gets relaxed, and from the survival mode you will come to healing mode, and where the healing happens.
So even if somebody, I would say, since childhood has some suppressed
emotions,
so I think उन लोगों के लिए तो और भी ज़्यादा essential हो जाता है, right? This is important.
Breathing practices में क्या होता है ना कि when we do a lot of deep breathings, so वहाँ पे हमारा nervous system में क्या होता है, हम stored करके रख लेते हैं, और जब हम consciously अपने breath को देखना शुरू करते हैं through there are different breaths exercises, breathing exercises like pranayam, nadi shodhan, or alternate breathings और बॉक्स ब्रीदिंग्स. सो कोई भी अगर हम करते हैं तो हमारा जो नर्वस सिस्टम है उससे रिलैक्स्ड होता है.
ओके, गुड टू नो दिस साइड ऑफ थिंग्स, So what are the biggest misconceptions people have about these healing practices?
See, most of the time people think it's a quick fix. You will go to some healer and immediately you will relaxed. And जो भी problems आपकी life में वो एक मिनट disappear हो जाएंगी. But it's not like that. Healing is what it is not becoming perfect. When healing is becoming more aware of the present moment, more aware of yourself, your emotions, your thoughts, and how you deal in day-to-day life, how you react in particular situation, whether you are reacting or you are responding. That awareness comes from healing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never thought of that deeply as well. Okay. So of course in today's world, like what's happening, people are confused highly between meditation and breath work. So what exactly do you do?
See, what I do, I help people to understand themselves deeply and healing is not about fixing them, it's about bringing them to their selves so that they can understand their emotions, their thoughts and their beliefs, what they are holding from their childhood, or maybe some emotions they are carrying from their past lives. So through inner child healing, shadow work and belief transformations, I do these practices. Yeah.
Okay. So also, do people need to be at a breaking point to exactly start, or can anyone start from any stage?
No,
What's
not
necessary?
like that. It means it's not always necessary that if somebody is broken or if he or she is in the pain, then only he or she should start this journey. Healing is just coming back to yourself, Healing is coming back to the present moment, and when a person chooses to do these healing practices or meditations, then it will be easier for him or her to be, totally, fully enjoy his or her life.
Process.
Yeah.
And we'll see little changes in day-to-day life.
There will be a transformation, because times what happens कि कोई situation आती है ना, for example if I talk about relationship also, है ना, husband wife में husband ने कुछ बोला and wife will react, or
right.
Wife ने कुछ बोला, husband will react. So at that moment, if you have practice of these meditations, breath work, then you will take a pause. You will think what she's saying or what he's saying, and after listening to the whole situation, seeing the whole situation, then you will give your response. And that taking pause and taking fully present in that moment comes from your meditation practices and healing practices.
I think hearing to this reminds me कि I think in every household meditation should become mandatory, because आधे तो लड़ाई and fights या arguments will be at stop,
Yeah.
because
see, most of the time for between husband and wives, most of the time जो झगड़ा जो होता है ना, वो इसलिए नहीं होता कि present moment में क्या गलती हुई. Most of the time they are carrying their past in the present. The wife is also carrying from her childhood or maybe from the past lives, or the husband is also carrying, and वहाँ पे उनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि वो क्या बोल रही है और वो क्या सुन रहा है. So it's a mismatch. And when somebody do these meditations or healing practices, so they know, they are fully into the present moment, and they know what they are thinking, what they are speaking, what they are listening.
So I hope viewers and listeners through our podcast that you should start practicing a meditation in your day-to-day life to avoid any kind of conflicts and in your household, and to have a harmony in your house, because then it will teach you to be more focused and more patience, I think, and then half the things are sorted in your life then day-to-day.
And most of the people think that they have to sit for long and long hours. It's not like that. For 10 to 15 minutes or maybe even 10 minutes are more than sufficient. You sit and you relax. You just observe your thoughts.
Brilliant.
Just observing your thought is enough.
Okay, great to know. Rupali, I wanted to know that do you have any like these transformation stories you would like to share? So in depth, so people can actually, our listeners can relate with. So any one transformation you witnessed, in someone that actually has stayed with you? Yeah.
So Deepali, there are so many clients, there are so many stories which I have seen. They have changed a lot. They have transformed their life.
Okay.
And there was one case, there was a girl, she was facing challenges in her relationships, and she was going through some emotional traumas in her relationship.
Oh, bless her.
And she has taken 25 sessions from therapists, from professionals.
Like a psychotherapist?
Yeah, but nothing changed in her life. After coming to my place, she have taken I think 2 or 3 sessions, and she shared that she was able to sleep after months without having any sleeping pills.
Brilliant.
And she was not able to sleep for months. And this actually also profound experience for me, that people are getting help and people are getting release from their pains. So it's a big transformation,
I believe
story,
so, and even for that person as well,
and
not sleeping for
she
sleeping.
shared that I was not able to release that trauma, and after 2 or 3 sessions, when there was a processing sessions where I asked question, and the best thing is for a healer, if the healer asks the right questions, the person, the client automatically release that trauma. So it's very important that for the healer, for the person to ask the right questions.
That also matters a lot.
Only that matters.
Because I think that the other person will open up accordingly, right? If you ask the right questions.
Yeah.
वो जो wall होगी then it'll be
Because
broken.
जब तक वो बात नहीं होगी, जब तक वो क्वेश्चन हिट नहीं करता ना, तब तक वो अंदर से उनका निकलता नहीं है. एंड व्हेन दे ओपन अप, व्हेन दे दे क्राई, मोस्ट ऑफ द सेशंस आर लाइक दे क्राई so much. Yeah, it's when they release that trauma, emotional traumas, and it's sometimes it's become challenging for me also to
and what brilliant thing you're doing in life, like it's there's no word for it, honestly.
It's just grace of God and of blessings of my guru, through which I am doing all these things.
How strong you must be.
Yeah.
So have you ever seen like someone shift in just like one session?
Yeah, actually it depends on the person. If person is ready, see, 2-3 things are important when you're coming to these practices. First is trust, surrender and acceptance. If you trust the process, if you totally surrender to the process, then only you can heal. If these things are missing in you, then you take 50 sessions, you take sessions for lifelong, nothing will transform, nothing will change.
Okay. So you have to really trust the process.
Yeah, you have to trust the process, and when the person is ready to release, then transformation happens
straight away. So it's like a little science going on there.
Yeah, it's one session can be a door for a transformation, but how long you carry that practices with you, how you consistently you do those practices, then transformation happens.
So what are people actually carrying emotionally when they come to you? Like,
see, suppressed emotions,
mostly
inner child wounds, past life, maybe they have something, traumas from their past life, maybe something from the ancestors. So everything I have to look through the sessions. When I take sessions, I just see their chakras, I see through processing, I see them, and then I get to know that what is the actual problem, and they are facing maybe fear, guilt, shame. Yeah.
Okay. So do you feel people are emotionally affected by the kind of experiences they share with you? Like,
I think the question is whether I am not affected with the experiences. Yes, most of the time, yeah. So most of the time it affects me also, but depends how much I have done my practices, and when I am centered, when I am grounded, and when I do my meditation practice seriously, it helped me a lot to bring them from their emotional traumas.
Yeah, because since you're dealing with each one, and each case is different, right? So for able to heal them, you need to be really in that state of mind.
I have to set my boundaries. Now I have to know that this is my healing practices. I don't have to involve with their pain. I'm just channeling the healing. I don't have to be involved in their traumas. So I have to set boundaries. I have to be grounded.
But it must be so difficult to actually hold yourself in that boundary, right? To put yourself like bas yahin tak, this is it.
But it comes
must be a very difficult thing to do.
Gradually, when you do your practices, your inner work, and your meditations to that level, it comes. But it takes time.
It takes time. So it's a journey again. It's a process again.
It's a process. See, earlier you asked one question that healing something that you don't have to be perfect. You have to be consistently do your work with authenticity. If you are real, if you are authentic, if you are consistent, then only you can do these practices. Otherwise, after 2-3 years, you will leave.
You'll quit.
It's your calling, then only you can be consistent in this work.
Yes, understood deeply. In depth today, after talking to you, I've really understood this. Great. So Rupali, what's something about the healing space that people don't talk about?
See, when you come for healing and people don't know that it's not always peaceful, it always comfortable, because when you come for healing, it will you have to face your traumas, you have to face your shadows, you have to face your truths, and that most of the time it's not very comfortable when you have to go back to your wounds, to those situations जहाँ पे आपने पेन को इतना गहराई से फेस किया था, and when you asked again to go through that part of your life, then it's very difficult. It's not that easy. So most of the people are not speaking about it. And ऐसे ही होता है, मीन्स, लेकिन बट करना पड़ता है, बिकॉज इफ़ यू वांट दैट ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, इफ़ यू वांट दैट ग्रोथ, सक्सेस इन योर लाइफ, you have to face those challenges, those traumas once again.
Okay. So have you ever questioned this path, and what brought you back?
So many times when you have people with deep traumas, ancestral problems, and when they have their past life problems, so it's sometimes it becomes challenging. But when you see there is a little shift in others' life, you see that they are healing from their health problems, they are healing from their emotional problems. So then again, because it's a calling, so you cannot deny it. So it's a calling when it's coming deep from inside you, so you cannot give up. You have to do it.
Right, because it's coming from inner conscious. So what's the hardest thing in your work professionally?
Professionally, that telling people that it's not one day job. It's not like कोई ऐसा मंत्र नहीं है कि दे दें और खत्म हो जाए. एंड ऐसा नहीं होता है कि यू कम फॉर हीलिंग एंड प्रॉब्लम्स खत्म हो जाएंगी. देयर विल बी अ चैलेंजेस इन योर लाइफ, बिकॉज इफ योर मतलब जिंदगी है तो प्रॉब्लम्स आएंगी.
एग्जैक्टली.
हीलिंग इज जस्ट, it's making you aware that about your emotions, thoughts and your belief system, कि आपके लिए क्या सही नहीं है, अगर और कैसे उस चैलेंज में you can navigate. Healing is all about that. It's not about कि कोई छूमंतर वाली कोई गोली हम पकड़ा देंगे. It's not like that.
It's a process.
It's a process. It's a long journey.
Long journey.
Yeah,
you have to have patience.
We can just give you, we can just guide you. You have to walk on that path.
So it's like you're trying to say कि you make like a framework, right? एक framework, like a skeleton. You make a skeleton and then
they have to walk on that path. They have to see their traumas, because healer क्या करेगा, आपको अपने past life में लेके जाएगा. देखना तो सब कुछ आपको है.
Exactly.
You have to do it. You have to consistently. You have to sit for your meditations. You have to do journaling. You have to do your gratitude journaling.
करना तो
आपको है.
Exactly. Each day.
It's like it's a complete process.
So what do you think people misunderstand about this healing journey?
Same, that they think that it's a quick fix. It's not that like that. And healing may it's take little time, and you will not become perfect after healing. It's like that. It's you become aware of yourself, who actually you are. And healing is not fixing you. It's about bringing back to yourself actually who you are. You understand that.
So like I have young daughters. Healing could be for kids, for at any age as well.
Any age.
Because I'm sure they would need some outlet or something, because they must be going through their own issues, right? Like they're in teens themselves, right?
These days, most of the kids are, facing problem of anxiety, stress, overthinking.
Too much on gadget themselves. They've just made themselves totally, like shut off from the world, and they're in their own space with their own gadget, with their mobile or a laptop, and they don't need no one.
Everybody needs healing. Everybody needs meditation. Should do breath work. At least nothing can, agar time nahi hai, they cannot sit for long hours, at least sit for 10 to 15 minutes for themselves. See yourself, see your emotions. कहाँ पे हम क्या सोच रहे हैं, क्या मेरा belief system है, क्या अभी तक मैं अपने बारे में सोच रही थी कि आई एम नॉट गुड इवन. बचपन में क्या होता है ना दीपाली, हमारे पेरेंट्स ही हमें बोल देते हैं कि आप ऐसा नहीं कर सकते, आप लड़की हो, आप रात में बाहर नहीं जा सकते, आप लड़की हो, आप ये नहीं कर सकते हो. सो वो बिलीफ सिस्टम आज भी हम कैरी कर रहे हैं. वही बिलीव्स हमारे अंदर हमें रोक क्या रहा है, हमारे तो बिलीव्स रोक रहे हैं, वही तो केज बना के रखा हुआ है.
Because we've been grown up in a certain way.
That conditioning we have grown up. So if we are not leave that, अगर अभी भी हम नहीं जागे, अभी भी हम उसको नहीं तोड़ेंगे, देन लाइफ तो वैसी है ना, थॉट प्रोसेस तो वैसे ही चल रहा है. देयर विल बी नो चेंज, एंड व्हेन देयर विल बी नो चेंज, देयर विल बी नो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन.
So listeners, through our podcast session, as Rupali very wonderfully said, that please focus on breath work for at least 10 minutes in a day. I think we all can nick some time out, 10 minutes in a day, to focus on this, and I think it will be a huge help in day-to-day life of yours. So do try that. You can connect with Rupali, and yeah, there'll be betterment. So Rupali, in day-to-day life, practically, how can one, incorporate these practices, right? Like in a simpler way. So, like even the smallest and the tiniest way, like practically and not theoretically, most simplest way.
See, one can start observing his or her thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. See what is happening inside me. Start with that practice. And another thing is sit in meditation for at least 10 minutes, at least 5 to 10 minutes, so that they can know what is happening inside
Okay.
them. And another thing is breath work. Start observing your breath and incoming and outgoing breath, so that they can know they are holding stress and anxiety into their nervous system, and they can release that. So it will gradually help, and it
Okay.
will prepare them for the meditation.
Okay. So what's one simple practice like anybody can start today without being overwhelmed? Just one simple, very basic.
Start with journaling. Start with write what you are feeling. Be in silence for at least 5 minutes and start journaling and think what you are feeling at that particular moment. Don't just assume. Just write what you are feeling. Start with journaling. It's the best practice.
Yeah, a lot of people told me as well, in generally that because I used to have this reduced hours of sleep because of the work, family life, social life, and so I met few people in the community only, women entrepreneurs, and they said start journaling. I think that's the
It's the best
make journaling your best friend. You need to pen down all your thoughts, good, bad, everything.
everything.
Just on that.
You will release your internal stress and anxiety through that only. So it's an initial practice, but it's a very powerful practice.
Okay, I would definitely try it myself, and I think listeners also, we should. It's such a simple thing to do. I think we all have habit of writing, and especially we Indian people, right? So
right.
we just need to pen down our good, bad thoughts in just one place, and I think it's a good way to vent out also,
Actually.
and have patience, gather patience
And
into life.
gradually it will prepare you. It will prepare you for the little longer practices also. When you start writing, you will see a pattern in your writing. There will be a pattern, and when you do it with awareness, then when you see that pattern, you can release most of the suppressed emotion within you.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
So it's very helpful.
Helpful. I think one must should try journaling everyday basis. So if someone feels constantly stuck or anxious, where should they start?
They should
Or
start
begin.
with the breath work, because when you do breathing exercises, it really helps. And anxiety and stress, especially in anxiety and stress, it will definitely help. When a person start with the breathing exercises, it helps in releasing the suppressed emotions and stress in the nervous system. होता क्या है दीपाली कि हमारे नर्वस सिस्टम, बिकॉज हम ना सेफ्टी फील नहीं करते, और जब हम
Security.
सेफ्टी फील नहीं करते तो हमारा जो बॉडी है वो स्टिफ हो जाता है, वो बहुत स्ट्रेस में आ जाता है. एंड जब हम ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज करने लगते हैं, व्हेन वी सी आवर इनकमिंग एंड आउटगोइंग ब्रेथ, और वी होल्ड, जब हम बॉक्स ब्रीदिंग करते हैं या फिर हम नाड़ी शोधन करते हैं, जब हम होल्ड भी करते हैं अपनी ब्रेथ को, तो क्या होता है कि उस समय पे हमारा जो नर्वस सिस्टम है धीरे धीरे रिलैक्स करने लगता है, एंड इट विल हेल्प यू टू come out of from your anxiety and stress.
Brilliant. I hope the listeners got the clarity on particularly this subject, and it was interesting. I mean, for me it was an eye-opener as well, and I hope the same for you all too. So Rupali, we're going to a very interesting segment, which is rapid fire. I'm sure we all love it. So quick questions for you. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Meditation or breath work? What should be a beginner start with?
If you are a beginner, definitely breath work, and breath work will prepare you for the meditation.
So morning routine or evening routine, what matters more?
depend on the person. If a person is a morning riser and if he or she wakes up early, then of course morning, because morning will set the routine and set the day. And if you are not, don't feel bad.
I'm definitely not a morning person.
So you can do it at night also.
Yeah, personally I'm a evening person. I'm like my most activeness is mostly in the evening, and I can be awake till late night as well, which I want to work on my sleeping hours. So one thing you personally never skip.
Meditation, silence practice, and inner check-in. Means I keep checking on myself about my emotions, how I'm reacting, how I'm responding in a particular situation. So I keep checking on that.
Wow. Silence or guided sessions?
See, if a person is a beginner, of course the guided meditation will help, and if the person is a deep seeker, then they can go for the silence meditations.
Okay. So one myth you want to break about healing, like one myth.
See, healing is not always comfortable. Healing will bring loneliness, because when your energy shifts, when your aura shifts, when your mind, there is a shift in your mindset. So gradually what will happen, the people of your frequency who are not vibrating on your frequency will disappear from your life. Then the circle will become smaller. But when there is a space, when there is a room for new frequencies, new people, then you will connect to the people who are vibrating on the same frequency which you are vibrating. So you will be connecting for more better connections, more better opportunities.
Okay. So coping becomes, this on and off coping becomes easy? The shift. It's not that difficult.
Not like that.
It's not difficult. Thank you, Rupali, for such a insightful podcast session. It was an immense pleasure to have you with your personality, who's so calm, so serene. I'm just loving, I just really had a very good, time with you interacting. And so as the listeners as well, if you could have resonated and would like to know more in detail about meditation, healing, or, past traumas you want to discuss, do connect with Rupali. She's brilliant. I'm sure you would be, benefiting out of her and following your healing practices in your day-to-day life. Also, Rupali, this is the initiative I've taken through Dastakari, of which I'm the brand founder, and where this is the space which I've created for women, one of you as today, you, to come and share your stories, your field, sharing your knowledge. People can learn in depth. We can have deep conversation about, where you're coming from. So this is the initiative I have actually.
That's great. Congratulations, and all the best to you.
Thank you so much.
Such a great job, and it's always feel good to see women encouraging and
another woman,
motivating the other women, because in this era, in this time, people are so confined to their work, they're confined to their words, so they are
selfish
not,
everybody's become selfish.
They are not motivating, they are not encouraging other person. So it's great to be here. I love the energy.
Thank you so much, because I wanted to bring this, along with my business, I wanted to be like for women, my heart and soul goes for all the women out there. So I want to just, uplift them and make them
lovely,
on a public platform.
And it's lovely to be here and sharing my insights on healing and meditation, which is my passion.
This doesn't end here, because I really have to go more with you, but we will do it,
sure,
behind the camera, and I'm going to connect with you more in detail.
It will be my pleasure.
So Rupali, as soon as you walked in, I really liked what you were wearing and what could match with our handcrafted in-house.
Wow, it's a lovely surprise.
Yeah, so this is made of natural agate, and we've just, customized it.
Wow.
Everything is in-house designed in our company.
Thank
so
you
I'll just
so much.
pair it up with you. I think it'll go nice with your outfit.
Thank
if you don't mind me
styling
you with it. So as you can see, our kind of jewelry goes like Rupali is wearing a kurta, so it's going with that kind of outfit also, our jewelry. We are not only restricted to traditional.
I hope it's looking good. Yeah, it's very
It looks
lovely.
beautiful,
Yeah,
I
thank
think.
you.
What do you say? I think it looks nice.
Yeah.
Do check it out. Here you go.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, and you look
Yeah.
gorgeous in that.
Thank you.
The piece is actually looking good on you, matching with the outfit. It's just uplifting everything.